We are the nerds. We are the nerds of the apocalypse.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Nerds the Apocalypse. I am, of course, Stevie B. And alongside me today is...
Trex. Showtime.
Beth.
This guy. Matt.
Thank you, Matt.
I'm like, the anger in his eyes.
Well, Trex is just about to have to leave.
Don't blame me because you can't get the other
It's
episode.
about, to have to leave. Okay, Matt is Beth's friend.
Matt, F word.
Matt is Beth requested, because we're watching The Walking Dead after this, because I started super late. He was coming over, and I said, you know what, sit down and record with us. And we'll see how that goes, Matt. We'll see how much I like you. All right. Okay.
No
we're going to... Last episode, Trex kind of got mad. He didn't get mad, no. We're going to try to be a little bit shorter in our...
Concise.
Concise. That's a little bit better.
Stop laughing.
He's blowing a burp.
I'll blow it in your face next time. I'm good.
So we're gonna try to condense our Week in Geek a little bit, and then jump into our topic, which is we're gonna have a discussion of the Power/Rangers. Power/Rangers. That's how it is.
Copyright and all that.
Yes, and that's the fan film. I guess it's fan film because
It's fan film.
we can call it a fan film because he was like, well, I'm not really a fan, but I was just get out of fan film. And the reaction the internet had, and the reaction everyone else had, the reaction we had, and we're also going to talk about our favorite Power Rangers and our favorite Power Ranger moments. And everybody can't say Tommy, okay?
The Green Ranger?
Yes.
Damn it. You say the White Ranger. I'm going home.
Okay, so we'll start our Week in Geek. I'll go first. I've been playing Resident Evil Revelations a little bit more. Episode 1 and 2 are out. It is fun. It does have a bit of what we talked about, because our last episode was all about the DLCs and things like that. It does have a bit of DLC, but it's not too much. I may go into a little more depth later, but it's not enough for... It's not like WWE, where you're just like, this is ridiculous. It's like, okay, I can deal with this. It's really fun. It's back to a lot less action-oriented. It's a lot less... Mission Impossible Die Hard, and a little bit more survival horror. It's not quite there yet to where the people who played the old games really want it, but it's a step in the right direction, for sure. And I'm willing to support that to get us back to the classic RE, if you will. And I also finished the Walking Dead comics. I caught up on my trades.
You're all the way caught up on where it is and then being released weekly?
No, not fully, because I don't get floppies, if you will. I'm just doing trades. And the next trade...
I don't get floppies either.
The next trade doesn't come out till April or May, so I'm 3 or 4 books behind, I guess.
But yeah, that's caught up.
Yeah, and it's killing me, because I just what am I going to do in my life now? This...
Your child?
Yeah,
I don't want to tell you.
And from where we are in the books, and I won't get spoiler territory, from where we are in the books to where we are in the TV show, it's really not that far off. There's only one major event, and then what's happening in the books right now. This whole Alexandria thing, what that leads into, that major event, and then that's it. And the books is starting a new event right now. And so I think it's going to be interesting to see. But then again, I thought about it, and there's a summer hiatus. There's no hiatus on books. So they could jump pretty good, because, a book comes out every month. So there's going to be 7 or 8 books that come out. Well, I guess more than that, right? Because it won't come back till October when it leaves in a month or so. So there's a good chunk to fill in. But they're also starting that new show. I don't know when it actually airs. But
the spinoff.
Yeah, which takes place...
The Running Dead.
Which that was the thinker, but I liked it. That takes place right during the zombie apocalypse, marathon? When it first starts. When
basically what happens when Rick was asleep somewhere else.
Right. It's they should call it While Rick Was Sleeping. You call it Walking Dead. But I think
sounds
it's
like a creepy movie.
yeah, I think it takes place on the other end of the country in LA. And it's a whole new family. It's and there's like one of them's like a drug addict or something. I don't know. So
that's what I want in the apocalypse of man. Drug addict.
that's right.
Hey, a black guy. Whoops! I shot Danny.
You need a black guy.
Yes, we've also had an alcoholic. So now we need a drug addict. But I'm excited to keep reading. I'm just upset that I have to wait till May. It's like, do I go to floppies or do I just keep? I don't want to go to floppies, man. Shut up! Shut up! It's what they're called. That's the terminology, right? Everybody's heard the term floppy.
No!
No one's heard the term floppy.
It's
Listen.
okay. It's okay. It happens to every guy sometimes.
We've been doing this before the show even started.
I invited you all to my house. I've never even met you before.
And then you took money from us.
I invited you over for dinner. I ordered pizza.
The pizza thing was because you were apparently busy today.
I just got home.
Is this not an economy based on penis jokes? Because I was led to believe otherwise.
It's basically what we do, Steve. Might as well put it on the
I
floor.
pushed Papa size on those Papa John's pizzas.
I made several withdrawals from my banks for this.
I just left the house and got dressed.
Okay. Yeah, it's like, well, I gotta get clothes on. I'll be there.
I said I had to get cleaned up. I was going to go in detail what I had to do.
You know, I imagine Trex's day to day on the weekend is like, oh, whoa, sorry about that. It's Cheetos and video editing. Like,
whoa.
It's just like,
whoa.
What
I
kind
have
of Cheetos? Crunchy or puffy?
Crunchy. But I do not eat chips. I'm trying to cut that out of my diet, so I don't have Cheetos or that stuff in my house.
okay, Little Debbie snack cakes.
Hell no. I have an occasional Swiss roll, and that's only like.
Yeah?
I can quit whenever I want. I can quit whenever I want. It's not a problem.
I can. Yeah.
Yeah?
You got some Swiss rolls, man?
Did I talk to you guys about my newfound eBay addiction last episode? I can't remember.
Yeah.
It's still full blown. You know what's upset me though? Like just when people pay with PayPal, you don't get that money for like
A week.
no, it's like 3 or 4 weeks.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, like I sold
What
stuff.
kind of a pal is that?
Exactly. That is not a pal, sir.
Hey, Dick.
It has a date. It's like March 18th. You get March 18th. The thing sold 2 weeks ago.
I guess it was harder to fit. Pay Mooch your friend. He'll get around to it someday whenever he gets the check in the mail.
It's only an eBay thing. I mean, I get my PayPal stuff like maybe within a week.
Well, it's different from PayPal, but I think it's because it's going through eBay. I think it's because you can dispute the package. Like if the package isn't what, then you can get your money back. So eBay like gives the buyer time to look and see if it's what they wanted. The only
Rip it and then take a picture so I take it back.
The only thing I think that I would have a problem on is I sold The Legend of Zelda 4 Swords Adventure on the GameCube with the guide, and someone messaged me and was like, is this the original case? Is this? And I'm just like, it's the original case, dude. But it's like, I've used it. Like, it's like not perfect plastic. Does that make sense?
It doesn't clip in correctly.
Well, no, it clips fine and it opens fine. It's just like the plastic gets like mudgy or something.
Okay.
You guys, yeah. And so it's been in my shelf. But I just
game. Somebody needs to calm it down.
and I put there's like new. Very good. I make sure to put good. I was like, I'm not going to get this, so I'm putting good so people know when they're bidding on my stuff. That's just good. I did sell a new Star Fox Assault for like $70. A sealed copy of Star Fox Assault. And then, but I threw in Star Fox Adventures for just because I had it. I don't know if you guys ever played it, but it was like, I'll put you this way. What do we call him? What's Ben's nickname for the podcast? Shadow. Yeah, Shadow bought the collector's edition from Circuit City when they still existed. And you know what the collector's edition gift was? Toilet paper. Star Fox Adventures toilet paper. I was like, I didn't tell you that the game was crap. Like, and it has tips on it, and he still has it. And
Tips on the toilet paper? Like,
It's exactly.
You beat that boss.
It's true. Like you pulled it off, and he's still got it up on the shelf. And his wife is like, "Why?
The toilet paper literally has tips on it.
Yes, like tips you can read. Like,
why do we not have more of these?
What if you play through the game like further than you are on the toilet paper? You have to sit there and eat like a whole bunch of like burritos and stuff.
How do I get Super Vegeta? Nope.
Back to the chimichangas.
And
Taco Bell would make so much money.
That's right. And I bought a new sweet Captain America shirt for simply for Age of Ultron. It's like I gotta get an Age of Ultron shirt, so I bought Captain
I
America
think
shirt.
I'll wear my Iron Man shirt. Remember the one that lights up?
Oh yeah,
I think
that's
I'll
cool.
wear
I almost bought an Avengers shirt that's specifically for Age of Ultron, but it was $40. Yeah. So I then put it down, gave it the middle finger, and got the Captain America shirt.
How's Captain America shirt?
It's Cap colored.
How much was it? 20?
32.
Hey.
So that's your border? That's what it is?
Yes.
$8?
Yes, $8. That's a lot. That's a whole meal at Taco Bell.
It is. It's
And
actually,
everything
it's
comes
actually,
full circle.
It's actually more than that because it's $5.65 for a box.
Thank you.
All right.
All right. So who wants to go next? You want to go next?
Oh yeah.
What have you been doing?
I have been playing.
What?
See, he admitted to it.
I've been playing Dragon Ball Xenoverse on the PlayStation 4.
Can I jump in real quick? I'm sick and tired of Showtime's bullshit because he keeps on buying digital games. I want to slap him in the mouth. I'm like, I need you to buy disc games so I can borrow them when you're done.
Just because it's my fault that I'm too lazy to go put pants on and go to GameStop doesn't mean you have to yell at me about it.
So you got on the Xbox One on their store?
You know, I was actually on his side until I learned there were pants involved. Like now, all of a sudden I'm
See,
suave.
pants are a big obstacle.
What's that?
Yeah. I've been playing that, and I have like 11 hours worth of footage from streams that I have to make into separate videos. Kyrie did something bad. And it's just been it's been a fun game.
He's obviously
so
a
fun.
red crystal.
Yeah.
But that's really been it. It's just
It's good. Oh, yeah, my last one? I don't know what that was. Okay.
And nobody can see your hand, so they didn't either.
Sorry, everybody.
So you've been playing Xenoverse and making videos?
Mm-hmm. I went through about, I think I want to say 3 hours today of footage and got like 7 videos out of it. So I got a lot more to go through before I can play the game again.
Well, that's a lot of Swiss cake rolls you got there. So,
I was actually eating Pizza Hut today.
Ooh, nice. All right, Showtime, what do you got?
Same deal, playing Xenoverse, Resident Evil, and I raid on Thursdays. That's about it. For World of Warcraft.
I'm curious your thoughts on Resident Evil. I know you're one of those people that are like, I hate the action-oriented Resident Evil.
I like the story. I do not like the parts like I'm in right now where I don't want to spoil it. I miss like the puzzles of the original one. Like this one is just you're always gonna have to do. There's a whole horde of zombies running at you. Like, that never happened in the original Resident Evil. But I'm starting to come around because I'm understanding that this is a ongoing story from the very beginning where the virus was first developed, and that's all the virus was capable of doing, was reanimating people at a very basic level. And now, I'm glad we got away from the stupid, oh, it's a bug inside of you. Like, that was stupid. Now it's actually a virus or some sort of thing that runs off of fear, I guess, is what it seems like from the bracelets. And
that's not really a spoiler,
yeah.
Because they have the bracelets.
Well, I mean, yeah, if you read the premise of the game, it's what's going to tell you, the bracelet. And, but yeah, it's just... It's growing on me. I still don't like it as much as the original Resident Evils, but I think it's better than 5 and 6. 6, I shot a Kamehameha, Steve. I shot a Dragon Ball Z move out of a tube, and it curved. It curved it, Steve.
I don't think
Kamehameha from Wanted. I bent a Kamehameha around Angelina Jolie.
Exactly. Steve was getting chased by this freaking.
I don't think I've ever
squid.
laughed so hard in my life when he did that.
We were on voice chat, and in the video, his character gets shot out of this thing. I've turned into some kind of thingy, and I'm sacrificing myself.
She shoots energy out of his hands.
So this giant squid is like chasing Steve's character out of the thing. I go, it's got you, and you're like, oh no! Then it's just big blue blast just comes out of this tube. And by the way, the tube looks like this, so it shot it into it, and it curved upwards. And I go, Kamehameha!
died. I could not stop laughing.
Wait, I feel like I lost a thread here. We are still talking about a Resident Evil.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, are you kidding me? I turned into Goku.
Yeah, at the end of Resident Evil 6,
Resident
spoilers.
Evil Z.
Yes. Spoilers if you haven't played it, but at the end of the game, the other character, Pierce's character, gets mutated.
Into a Super Saiyan.
Yeah, and
Yes.
he's like this big thing, and he shoots energy out of it. And he played as this weird mutated thing for at the very end. If you're playing as Pierce, you play that character. And so he's walking around like shooting energy stuff everywhere.
Yeah.
And then he sacrifices himself to save Chris, and then the thing that he killed comes after you, and then all of a sudden it's just like, and he goes,
It just rips it off.
Kamehameha!
Because what else can you say at that point?
Exactly. So,
The only other thing that would have worked was Big Bang Attack!
Gallic,
Yeah,
gun!
yeah. It was just, oh my god. It was so ridiculous.
Who does that? What kind
Do you need
of
me to move?
Japanese people do that.
All right, we have to move out of the way.
Iverson?
Oh, we do?
Yeah, so Heather can get into the kitchen
Priorities.
with the pizza, because I had everybody over for pizza
May
walking
or
to.
may not be expecting a bunch of Jamaicans later.
Why you say that?
The pizza guy said he'd be back for the party with all of his Jamaican friends.
Oh,
I'll be back at the party, man! I'm bringing the good
He just didn't say black
Yeah.
friends.
okay.
Pretty sure he just didn't say black.
No, he said he would come back with Jamaica. That's what he said.
Come back with
With the
Jamaica.
country?
I think he just meant weed.
Tell your friends Ron Paul looking to buy some weed! I love American Dad so much.
I was telling Heather about the koala, and
My
how,
was the best.
and how like at random points, like he's like so hard, all of a sudden it's like, and I was also cute as a button, and it's so great.
It's hard to look cute as a bud when you beat that dude. You're
All right.
down a fool with him. Anyway, go ahead.
Good. All right, beef. All right, beef. Hey, beef. It's because he's talking Jamaican accent.
That's her new name. I'm just kidding.
Beat
No,
it.
oh wait, never mind. No, it's not. After that picture we saw earlier.
All right, Beth. How was your weekend geek?
I bought a sewing machine.
So, I told her. She said I got a sewing machine. And my first response is, because I'm such a selfish prick, I said, "All right, when's my Jedi robe coming?"
That's a legit question, though. When is that coming?
A year.
Shit.
And I'll allow it. Yeah, I'll allow it. Elena, you don't need to eat food. Oh, okay, sorry.
She hasn't learned to photosynthesize yet?
No,
Just stay in the window.
I did. I
Common
did
Core is
get.
awful.
That's right. I did get promised a Ewok hat thing. I don't know how to describe
Hat
it.
thing?
Hood.
Hood.
Ewok hood.
Yes,
The hood,
I will rock it.
Ooh, zombify it, make it E-walking dead.
Oh.
He has to grow all of his facial hair for it.
Yes.
Oh yes.
And eat people.
Well, I do that. It's like, oh, somebody burned that Ewok. He's got spots here and spots. Like, I can't go. This is the best I got. Like even like right here, it's like not coming in. So like I just.
Yeah, mine grows like that too. It's
That's
like
ridiculous. I get pretty sweet like saber tooth
I have a
chops.
beautiful man, dude.
You do.
Leave Schneider chops right there from the movie.
Yep. All right, Matt. You know how this goes.
Oh,
What have you done?
Well, I set up my Sega Genesis and started playing Lemmings a whole bunch.
Yeah, done. He wins.
That was a good game.
Get out.
So nervous. What?
Jump Nintendo
Nintendo.
on Super Nintendo.
Bringing it back to the '80s, dog. But yeah, no. Most of my time has been spent researching H.P. Lovecraft lately. So I don't have a whole lot of new stuff to talk about. I'm pretty much stuck in the '80s and the '30s.
There weren't video games really back then.
Not in the '30s, no.
Yeah.
Their video games was called Don't Starve.
It was
Don't
a pretty
get
tough game. I
dysentery.
heard.
Don't get dysentery.
That was in the 1800s and because of the Oregon Trail. Or the 17s? 18s.
So if you've never really realized like how racist H.P. Lovecraft is, just read The Street. It's basically saying this street was nice, and then a bunch of Eastern Euros moved in, and they're all talking funny and weird and stuff. And the street was sad. It is seriously, it's whoa.
Bloody hell, mate.
Go
Oy, all right.
ahead and pump this thing back up.
Okay,
I thought I'd bring
so
the high notes.
all right. So is there anything else we want to
There were
discuss?
no
Anything
penis
happen?
jokes in there.
We will acknowledge the fact that Leonard Nimoy has passed, but we do have a whole big show planned for him So
On the next
I
episode.
believe it's going to be our next episode. So
Yes, it is going to be our next episode. It's,
Yeah.
it's on the Facebook page.
Is it?
You just- you need to track yourself before you wreck yourself. Okay?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think there's anything else in big news that's happened that I can think of. Anything else? No.
I mean,
there's little tidbits we put on the Facebook page, like the Supergirl TV show costume. Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of that?
I have never purchased a Supergirl set.
The only thing I'd say is
I think it is good.
I don't like that it's missing the yellow and the S, but I can't complain.
there.
It's bordering, but it's not in it. But I can't complain. I mean, it's not like
is it edgy for you? Is it edgy enough?
Yes. Yeah.
Damn it, DC.
I do prefer. What was that actress's name? Laura Von
Trump?
But
something from Smallville. Her Supergirl costume.
Oh, yeah.
she was hot anyway.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was very on point. But we'll see how this goes. I'm curious to see how the show goes because they said Superman is going to be a part of it. Like they're casting for Superman. So
Yeah, that's right. They're casting because we can't put Henry in it.
Yeah. So, but they also said that maybe it's going to be like the back of his head, and it's supposed to be Henry. You know.
That's such a cop out.
Oh, by the way, the most recent episode of Gotham, everything about Gotham is so pissed. Like, me and Trex talk about all the time, is what time period is Gotham set in. It's impossible to tell. And, like, last episode, the mayor was like, well, let's check this tape out. And he had, like, a VHS with tape, like, and pulled out a tape and pushed it down. I was like, that is from, like, the early 80s. What is that?
Isn't Gotham always kind of like a nebulous time frame?
Yes,
like the animated series.
But
It's
Batman's
like
got a freaking jet, but everyone else is using like
Blimps.
yeah, put your phone there, pedal, turn the car.
It's like
I
no
got your photograph.
No one has a cell phone unless the plot requires it. No one has a computer at their desk unless the plot requires it. And I'm just like, okay, whatever. Like I think we talked about it on the cast before. We just decided that Gotham is just stuck in a time vortex.
Yeah.
And it's whatever happens.
It's where the Speed Force collides.
That's right.
Everything just goes into it.
Has any show that we watched like Gotham nailed the whole typing what's actually happening on the computer screen yet?
No.
If someone's gonna type, 4 letters, I don't want to hear.
That would be your sound editor.
Yeah, what are you doing? Just watch it. That's it.
Gordon, you're a horrible typer. I know. I'm sorry.
Okay, so our topic of the week, a couple weeks ago, or was it last week?
Last week.
The internet exploded. I'm not going to say the
Was it
internet.
only last week?
It was
Yeah, man.
I know, it's crazy, right?
It was no oddly colored dress.
Yes. Yes. The internet. What's the term they use now? Broke the internet.
Yeah.
It's a lie. If the internet ever really did broke everybody, there'd be
Walking Dead would
mass
happen.
suicide everywhere. But it started big uproar with nerds. The Power Rangers Rangers reboot, or not reboot, but fan film future thing. So we're gonna talk. Or let's start with what we thought about it.
Why do they have guns?
Yes.
Why do they have guns that didn't look like they're supposed to?
I actually wrote a blog post because the first thing Jim knew, because I always talked to Jim about I know Jim Shelley, Flashback Universe.
Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yes, we love him. He's been we did a couple of separate comic related podcasts with him. Great guy. And he knows that like I've always had like a comic idea for like a futuristic, like real life Power Rangers, like kind of minus the over the top camp, still keep a little campy, but have like serious situations like
Yeah, we can do this.
where like 2 of the Power Rangers are banging and they're having like relationship problems or they're trying to fight just stuff like that.
Banging while fighting monsters.
No, well, but
Hold on to me!
and like
Power Rangers cross with Law and Order.
right,
Helicopter!
and just have it more like adult themed,
Helicopter?
but yes, and kind of have like a better reason than what Rita Repulsa had to take over the world. Just a better villain, better looking monsters, that kind of thing. And so when he saw the reaction, he was like, I want you to write a blog post. I need it like stat. And so I wrote it for him. So my thoughts are there. We'll link it in the show notes. But
You will.
yes, But one of the things I said in that blog post was if you take out the costumes they used and the names they used, it's not Power Rangers at all. Like there's nothing. Like, well, what else about Power Rangers other than what they were wearing and what their names were does it have anything to do?
I didn't even know what was really going on until I saw he turned around. Well, obviously it said Power Rangers on it, but then he turned around and you saw the diamond. That's all.
Yeah. So really, to me, it really wasn't Power Rangers. Now, I would, and I said this in the blog post, I would go see this movie. If this was a movie, I would go see it. I wouldn't be happy if it was a Power Ranger movie, but just in general, if it was just a general movie, it had a good story, a good plot, with like a machine empire taking over and integrating into society, and a group of kids being trained to fight it. But that's not what Power Rangers is about at all. Am I off base here? What do you guys think?
Well, that storyline was when Rita and Zed kind of went away, and the Machine Empire came in.
Yes.
During that storyline.
Yeah, Machine Empire came back and
basically did what Rita and Zed could not do.
Well, they weren't. The way I looked at it is they weren't talking about they were trained specifically to fight those things. They were just kids who were trained by Zordon to fight evil, and that's what the evil happened to be at the time. So I think she was right in saying that. I don't think there's an issue with that.
They were never even trained by Zordon, though.
Or whatever.
Like he just,
No, they had their own innate ability to do shit.
Yeah, it's like we all just grew up in a gym apparently, and now that we've been released in society, we've been abducted by this space god who's like the Wizard of Oz on crack. And
Okay. Zordon, who invited this guy?
I never understood Zordon.
He was the Wizard of Oz. I will agree with that.
As a child, I accepted it, but as
like
I don't
Santa
know,
Claus and some of the other things.
yes, because they said it was a parallel universe. I'm like, well, he's stuck in a parallel universe, so he's in that tube and stuck. Even when they did the non-canon Power Ranger movie, and Ivan Ooze destroyed the tube that he was in, and then he was laying there. I'm like, okay, that like something. If he sustained, like that's the
That
only
made
way.
Wizard of Oz right there.
Yeah, that's the only way he can live is in this tube. Like that makes more sense, but. I don't know what his deal was, because even if you remember at the end of Power Rangers in Space, I know you guys got that far. Like the whole point of Power Rangers in Space was like the search for Zordon, and then they found him, and he was still in his tube, like someone had hidden his tube. And then at the end of Power Rangers in Space, it's like, whoa, Zordon. Zordon's like, well, the only way we can defeat all the evil in the universe is if I blow myself up. Zordon, no, I'm gonna blow myself. I blew himself up. Boom. Power Rangers in Space over. All evil defeated everywhere. And I was like,
until the next season.
Yeah. Until they.
Zordon, don't do this thing. We never even see you in real life anyway.
Zordon, we found you still in the tube. What the hell?
So.
You can't live outside the tubes. You're kind of stuck there. You shouldn't kill yourself though.
Suicide is
or
bad
die
for
to
us.
save
All evil
to
defeated
save
ever.
all the evil in the whole universe. Don't do it.
Until Monsanto.
That's an ethics question we be talking about philosophy. I should bring that to my ethics teacher.
You should totally do it.
go.
So in Power Rangers, Zordon. Just
Shut
follow
up.
me.
Then your classmate's gonna. Why did you have to do that? No one would have done that.
Now
Spoiling the end.
no one should have to die just so that evil can be defeated.
Jesus.
You seem like a nice Christian lady. Do you believe that?
So I will agree that. I mean, if you take away the names and the costumes, it really is just an all-around basic sci-fi movie short film. And with like the swords weren't what we expected, it's all copyrighted.
Oh yeah, okay, that makes sense.
I mean, the weapons, everything were all copyrighted from Saban, which actually has gotten his best to pull the videos off the internet.
Well, he gave up. I read about this. Like he was just.
Of course,
like,
he fucking gave up.
He was
That's
just,
stupid.
He was just like, because when he tried to pull it down, the internet was like, "Ah!" just shoving their fist up his bum, and he was like, okay.
This feels a little good.
It's like, okay, you gonna do what we're gonna do? Yeah, but we're doing it. Okay.
Well,
But
that escalated quickly.
But I totally understand why Saban tried to shut it down, because they've got a Power Ranger reboot movie coming out.
And him trying to shut it down would actually hurt the reboot.
Yeah, well, he's trying to do like a little bit more adult for kids, and
It's true.
and that's not what this was going to be. This was just adult and adult. But I mean, think if you're like a kid and you're doing a YouTube search for Power Rangers, and that pops up, you're like 8, and you're like, whoa, what?
Wait, hold on. 8 years old?
Yeah.
Like, living where?
Why does that matter?
No. You're gonna have to give me some demographics here, buddy, because 8 years old now, I'm already having sex. So, I mean,
I have a
That
5.
also escalated.
It feels
quickly.
so good. Yes.
I mean, this generation that's growing up right now, you are keeping your daughter as safe as possible.
I'm about to say, my daughter turns 6 in July. She's 2 years away from this discussion that we're having.
This horrific dystopia you
Yes.
described.
But I mean, I definitely see how like a bad parent would let their kid actually watch this.
Yeah, it's just like it's like the thing with the Walking Dead and the gay kiss they had on there, and it was like there was dudes on Twitter.
Oh
like,
god, I seen the meme.
there's-
It's like blood, family's happy. Cannibalism, family's happy. Almost rape, family happy. Gay kissing.
Yeah.
But did they already have a lesbian kiss?
Yes, they did.
Yeah,
That's
that
cool.
was
okay.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
That's
but
always cool.
Oh,
That's just
dude,
like, dude.
that's right. Am I right?
it just it don't like some dude was like at AMC Walking Dead. Thanks. Now I can't watch the show with my kids anymore. Wait.
Sorry that you're uncomfortable having an erection around your children.
Yeah.
It's not gonna look over here.
That's not what I meant.
Shut up. This is where the line is. 2 gay dudes kissing. That
Yeah.
you watching the whole you watch the same Walking Dead I do. First episode, a little girl takes a bullet to the skull. But that's where the line is.
Guy zombie like drags his face across barbed wire. That's not too much.
Anyway,
Well,
so
I mean, there is some analogs in the. I got nothing.
all right, but let's bring us back to Power Rangers. So what do you think, Beth? You haven't seen anything. What do you think of the Power / Rangers?
We watched
story.
it right before we came over here, and I realized how little I remember about Power Rangers.
I didn't realize who James Vanderbeek's character was until the credits. I'm like, wait, who the fuck is this?
That
I
I
actually still don't. Who?
he
Who's
was
Rocky?
Rocky. I had to go back and watch.
The second Red Ranger.
Remember
he took over.
They switched like Jason, Trini, and Zach left.
Oh,
And
no,
Rocky-
See, I was out by then.
Wow, you came out. You
You
left
left
really
early.
early.
I was out. I was out after the. Wait a minute.
They were still like the original Zords.
Here's moving time.
Yeah.
You're right, yeah.
I was trying to figure out what you were doing. But,
T-Rex. Look at it. You got butterflies in the stomach.
I think I came out after somewhere within the white. That came out. They came out with the White Ranger is like one of the last things I remember. Like,
Yeah, Rocky was like close to that.
Okay, so I think I remember when they had some like stand-in Rangers that Rita was trying to manipulate against them or something.
I remember that
Yeah,
episode.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they also had that weird season where all the Rangers got turned to children, and then the Alien Rangers came and they were like aquatic and they had to be in water,
Oh, I love those guys.
and they had like walking. They all had human robots, like that, and it was
Basically a bunch of cranks.
yeah, it was interesting.
Come over here and say that. Yeah, come on. Come in the water and see what happens.
I'll say overall I'll say that it was good, but it wasn't Power Rangers good, and I honestly, for a Power Rangers reboot movie, I would not want to see something that dark and gritty. I wouldn't want that as a Power Rangers reboot. I would want something like I compare it to. I know I'm a fanboy, but I compare it to Star Wars. I'd want something that both kids and adults can enjoy.
brother and sister kissing.
Yeah, really, that's really where you're gonna go.
That's where I'm gonna go.
Like 100 people haven't heard that. Said that you know,
Being there
that's
for-
like going, hey, Stevie B, you're fat. What? What?
Where did this come from?
I had. Thanks. You know
My
what?
life has been a lie.
I appreciate you letting me know. I had no idea, bro. Okay.
Made him mad.
Anyway. But I liked watching it. I liked what it was about. It was fun to watch, but I wouldn't want that as a full-length feature film in theaters for Power Rangers. I would like to take Elena, my daughter, to see Power Rangers.
I would watch this as both a movie and also as a sci-fi kind of like Battlestar Galactica
Yeah.
series. So there's go run with that, Satan or whatever your name is.
I hands down. I mean, you. I already saw the link for it, but I was at work, so I was like, I'll watch it when I get home. Then you linked it. I'm like, no customers, fine. What the hell? I'll watch it. 14 minutes of bliss. That was amazing for me. If that came into a movie theater, I would have been definitely okay, because all I really had to take out was mainly just a little bit of the language. Because I mean, Power Rangers is gonna try and look for PG, which even PG you can say damn and bitch, and it'll still be fine. But
Everybody gets one.
Yeah.
but I mean, you just take out the majority of the blood. What is basically all you really take out.
Okay, well, let me get super nerdy on you real quick. Let me slide it in. Here's the problem.
And also understand, I am a Power Rangers fan as well.
Okay, it's false because when the Machine Empires showed up to begin with, they became the Zeo Rangers. So if that was a correct representation of the timeline, A, Tommy was the Green Ranger, which is false. He was a White Ranger long before the Machine Empires showed up. I think it was the White Ranger before Rita and Zed got married. I could be wrong about that.
Oh my God.
But I think it was about the same time. Okay.
See this right here. What
So-
you're doing? This right here. What you're doing? You're going too much.
So-
You're
No,
So
you're
it-
not. I want to rewatch these now.
So if the Machine Emperors showed up and it was legit, they should be the Zeo Rangers, and that's how they should have went out fighting in the end. Those shouldn't have been the regular Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. It should have been the 5 Zeo Rangers. And if you wanted to be legit, you could have the Gold Rangers showed up. But there was 2 Gold Rangers. There was Tri something from Triforia, who was 3 guys on one. They all looked the same, triplets. And then he left and gave the power to Jason. Jason came back and was the Gold Zeo Ranger.
which is kind of lame.
And he had the power, the Pyramid Zord, which always dumb. I was like, what is it gonna do?
Had it.
It's just. Did you really have the Pyramid Zord?
Yeah, I had pyramids. Dude, I had the staff.
Nice.
There was a scene in Big where Tom Hanks makes his name by going, "I don't get it," at the robot that turned into a building because the thing couldn't move. That's what you just described.
Yeah, exactly.
It turns into a national monument.
It's the Pyramid Zord was basically a transporter, and you can have everything on top of it. But there was a robot form where, yes, legs came out, and it definitely went upright, and
Oh, yeah.
and it had the beam where the tip was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
What?
So
That joke writes itself.
But I mean,
several offices for laughing at penis jokes. I'm sorry.
so let's talk a little bit about the actual characters themselves. So I mean, we found out that James Vanderbeek never knew his name in the entire.
no, he does. She does say.
She did say it?
She calls him Rocky in the very beginning, but it's really soft.
Okay.
And she's like Rocky. Like you just. She's like, thanks, Rocky. Like you just, I had to watch this. I was like, because that's what I said. I said, who? Because the comment, like, you're not even really one of us. I was like, what does that mean? And so I went back and I heard her whisper. And I was like, okay, I get it. Okay.
Yeah, as soon as the credits came up and it said James Vanderbeek, Rocky, I'm like, oh, talk about kicking the balls there, dude.
See, I had always thought that the different Rangers, the Power Rangers, then the Z Rangers, and then the Power Rangers in space, I always thought those were like different timelines, different stories and stuff.
It was the same timeline until space. Once space ended,
No, once Lost Galaxy ended.
Lost Galaxy ended. That's when it came.
Because then it went from Lost Galaxy to Time Force, and that was weird.
Oh god.
And then after Time Force,
Power Rangers and Doctor Who. That
Yeah, and after Power Rangers Time Force, I think is when Disney bought Power Rangers, and
Yeah.
and since then Saban's bought them back,
oh my god.
and it's been a whole thing. It's been a whole thing.
But my point,
I think Beth was giving me an eye roll. Beth, I'm sorry. That I got real. Did I get too nerdy for you there, Beth?
Yeah, I feel like you researched this.
Oh,
Just
wait
for-
No, this
She
is-
hasn't even
this
heard
is-
my stuff yet.
This is just
You're
Power
rolling
Ranger
my eyes at
knowledge.
him
Oh,
and under his breath Disney comment.
what did you
Dude,
say?
I didn't say it.
God.
Oh, I just said
Like,
oh
why
god
did
because
you?
no, I said oh god because of the swapping of rights like constantly, like
Oh, yeah.
Marvel, Disney, Saban, and
Just like
Disney
sports
and-
with their players.
Yes.
See, I will always be pissed at Disney for buying CrossGen and burying it.
Cross. I don't know what that is.
Cross Gen was Mark Hamill's comic stuff.
Oh, okay, sweet. All right.
He's a big Disney hater, just so you know. I mean,
It's okay. We work for the mouse. So
Beth, can I ask you a question about?
love
Can I ask you a question about?
Disney.
Can I ask you a question about Matt? Does he not like Star Wars? Wait, no, he doesn't like Star Wars?
it's okay, man. It's okay. I respect the scene. Do you respect it at least? Do you respect it what it's given to the world?
I respect that.
It is.
Okay. It's okay.
Hey,
have you
look,
watched it more than once?
Yeah, I've watched it several times. That's probably one.
Which
of the problems.
one?
All.
Okay.
Except Phantom Menace, I haven't touched that a second time.
See, he hasn't touched.
No,
Phantom
actually, you know what?
I'm trying to save you, bro.
I know
Touch
you are.
my
I know you are. So I'm just gonna crawl into this. As I say that, Phantom Menace was probably my favorite of them.
We're on Power Rangers. We're on Power Rangers now. Focus Power Rangers. Power Rangers. Focus with me here.
Here's a little clue to him. He likes The Room.
I was gonna say ironically, and then I realized what a hipster that make me sound like.
The Room?
The Room.
The movie,
Yeah.
The Room.
Oh, I thought you meant this.
You don't remember the movie The Room with
Yes,
was
no, I like-
Jennifer
I like
Lopez?
I like the concept.
Oh my God.
Wait, what?
Who's in the room? Am I
Tell
wrong?
me why so.
I think I'm thinking of a different movie.
You are
What-
thinking of
what
a
movie
different
was
movie.
I thinking of? Jennifer. Who's Jennifer
I'm
Lopez?
thinking of
What,
The
like,
Cell.
that was Jodie
The
Foster.
Cell.
The
That's
Cell.
what thank you.
Cell.
That's okay.
Yeah.
It's bad. I watched it twice. That is how good of a friend
She
I am with
hates
him.
me for it.
Wow.
I hate that movie. It is
No,
so
it's-
bad.
Yes, it is horrible. It is the worst movie ever, and it's awesome for it.
When you come out Phantom Menace, I actually enjoyed Phantom Menace a lot, but I think it's because Phantom Menace came out when I was 12. So I watched as a child, and it's something to do.
Well, Phantom Menace also didn't have Hayden Christensen, and that just torpedoed any chance that it had for that.
so what? He's
Yeah.
a bad actor.
Defend the H.
You,
Christ.
you,
I gave him a shot in Jumper.
you,
I gave
you
him
and
a shot.
McGregor evens out Hayden Christensen's bad acting. You can't say a thing about Ewan McGregor's acting.
No, I can't.
It was incredible
No, I
in
can't.
the prequels. Anyway, we're not
Alright,
going
back
to
up.
Yes, we're
Actually, yeah, seriously, I do want to know more about the Power Rangers timeline that I missed.
Let me love you.
Jesus wept.
you just got hit in the face.
Joey, what happens when you force your love on a creature when you don't want it?
Not all of them.
All right, so
Tell that to Bill Cosby.
James Vanderbeek character Rocky comes out with a robotic leg. He's
I had to adjust it. It's not very good.
and he's interviewing or really interrogating Kimberly, played by I can never pronounce her last name.
Katie
but Kate-
Sackhoff.
Thank you. Oh wow, I'm surprised I can't really pronounce that last name.
I can't either.
But
Starbuck.
I know she was Starbuck.
Okay, Katie Sackhoff.
But yeah,
What,
interrogating Katie, that she's playing Kimberly the Pink Ranger, and how do you feel? How did the interrogation scene feel for you?
It was good. I mean, it's fine. It's cheesy. I prefer pink. Yeah, it's like, all right, I know who you are now. Clearly, all right.
And I have to say, if you never liked James Vanderbeek in anything,
He's great in this.
he was phenomenal. And
course.
I've seen Don't Be a Bee in Apartment 23, and I still loved him there. And Dawson's still the man.
Was he a man when he was in Dawson?
He was in Dawson's Creek.
I know, but was he the man
Technically,
then?
I don't think he was a man at all. I think he was
Anyway,
a crypto kid.
I didn't like the costumes. I'll say that. When I picture a revamped Power Rangers, I picture like Tony Stark armor. I picture like an Iron Man-esque, like
Well,
I can see
sort of
that.
how they were in the movie that came out, the non-canon movie I talked about before with Ivan News. Like sort of how they were in that. I don't like the whole. I cut this.
At a crafting foam or something
Yes.
like that.
I got this.
It looks like a muscle suit, honestly.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, and I don't like that. Like I always picture like armor. Maybe not so far Iron Man, but just we need to dev it down. We need to have like armor plating. I guess kind of like Master Chief from Halo a little bit, something like that.
Yeah.
And you when you morph it like it's sort of like how what's the liquid that Tony uses in the later comics?
Extremis?
Yeah, sort of like how Extremis works, where it's like you have an energy source, then boom, it hits you, and then there's your suit, and I kind of picture it like that. Or what's up with the coin being on the shirt, on the chest of stuff in every art book, everything they put out, and then not being on the show? You ever notice that?
Yeah, it for especially on the TV show, we didn't really need it because we visually saw it while it was moving. We had the helmets and everything on everything else though. Branding. That's basically all I can really go with is branding.
Sure.
And we saw the full suit, like you mean, with the Black Ranger, who he went to go. Apparently, he works for the Machine Empire. Apparently,
Just because he likes to kill.
Yeah, he-
Adrenaline junkies who, if he isn't doing 2 supermodels at a time, cocaine, or killing somebody, he just isn't happy.
Yeah, Zach went completely hip hop. He went all Suge Knight on everything in that whole win against the Yakuza and beat the Yakuza. Now, maybe if I'm wrong, but isn't the head guy from the Yakuza in that video? Wasn't he a ranger at some point in the TV show?
Who? Who are we talking about?
The guy who played the main Yakuza boss during that scene with the Black Ranger.
Holy crap.
I don't know. Maybe.
Because every time I looked at him, I'm like, he was also in. Wasn't he the same guy from Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift?
Oh,
which I'm really
you're
mad
looking
actually
No,
right
no,
now.
I don't
Right?
think so.
Yeah. If you can look it up, someone. But yeah, the Black Ranger fight scene. It being a fan film, I didn't expect top notch, but the fight scene was just incredible. And with the knives versus knives, it was kind of. He got. Man, that poor Yakuza guy got like his shit kicked out of him.
I like the bulletproof helmet. That was cool. Where it was like.
Yeah, just.
That was good.
Took me a second to realize that he threw it and then hit it off somebody and
And
put
it came back on
onto his
just
head.
and formed around him. So I mean, now the helmet form I can live with. I can go with that a little bit. Probably
Yeah.
more based around the neck.
I didn't like the way the helmets looked at all.
Well, they were huge,
Yeah, I don't know.
but at the same time, I mean, they have to breathe and talk.
Oh my god. The hip hop keto kid.
Yeah.
It's like, ha, 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 like frag.
It was like looking at a Tybo commercial though. It was really
Okay, so let's do our final thoughts on the
We haven't even gotten to Tommy.
Want to get to Tommy? Want to talk about Tommy? Go
I want
ahead.
to talk about Tommy.
Go ahead. Hurry up.
Now we already know Tommy is the fan favorite within the Power Ranger verse. In anything,
Right.
he in anything right now you can still go like Tommy's still the best. But then, even especially in this one, we made him more badass than he really needed to be.
Except he got his ass kicked, and the only reason he's still alive is because that girl shot the guy in the face.
Yeah, Rocky beat him.
Eh.
Is he really that bad? I mean,
he's a lone guy against the entire Machine Empire.
Yeah,
You know, he
he's
should
systematically
lose.
killing. He's systematically killing everything, and just he's that loner, and you know how everyone loves the loner, the silent, quiet guy.
They should have had Daryl do it.
Not only that, but he's the only one who had any kind of dynamic character. That's why everybody liked him. Because
Yeah.
not only was he the most powerful, but he was the only one who actually had something happen to him that was like, "Hi, I have some human development here. Here's my heart."
Yeah, and then Kimberly marrying Jason. Like,
yeah, I thought Killing Mary Jason was a bit weird.
For 8 hours.
Yeah.
And his head got turned into spaghetti sauce.
see now that could have been left out, and it would have been a nice
How
PG
did they
movie.
not miss him once and hit her though? That was a small
No,
truck.
that was on purpose because spoilers if you haven't watched it. At the end, it ended up being like Rita.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Kimberly was Rita controlling them all.
Yeah, as soon as Tommy came in, it's like, "Who are you?" And then it gets the flashback, holding the arms. I was like, "That's pretty beast."
Did you
And it was like Rita. I'm like, "Holy crap!"
Did you know that the actress who played Rita in that is the actress who played Rita in the TV show?
Yeah.
For
I
those
thought
kids?
she looked very close to it. I
Yeah,
was
it
like,
was
wow.
definitely her. That was really cool. Yeah, but Tommy was cool with it. He did get beat by Rocky though.
How'd you feel about his shield?
I don't really like the energy shield. I don't.
That was a shield. That was
Yeah.
just like, that was a name.
It was that golden shield that he wore in the TV show.
Yeah,
And
it-
in this one, they made it more of that
Yeah.
energy-esque.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of. I actually thought that was an interesting detail. I'm not sure exactly what I thought about it, but I thought that doing that was.
I knew who he was because of it. I just didn't know it was a shield.
Yeah, what does it protect though?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where like the placement of it? What is it? How
Most
does
of your organs.
What's
are
the whole
about
point of it in the TV show?
Because he looks cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. He looks cool.
Well, you're making a realistic Power Rangers. Let's have a reason for him to have a shield. You don't have to have a reason.
It's bulletproof.
Yeah.
I got nothing.
Giving the fan film the pass because of things that have to look cool versus utility and things that were copyrighted. I thought it was pretty spot on for what's going to happen when you have, like you said, weaponized children and how they cope with it afterwards. Because if you've got this timeline where the Ranger cast gets swapped out every so often, what happens to the other kids? That implies that either they died or they're all living with battle scars in their emotional mind tanks.
Where's the PDF? Where's the?
Why does love
PTS?
always feel like it?
Yeah, seriously.
The latest seasons, it just jumps, and there's really no going back. Power Rangers Dino Force had Tommy on it, and he was like reprising his role as Tommy Oliver. Apparently, he became a scientist, And he was
An archaeologist.
An archaeologist, and he was Dr. Oliver. And he wasn't a Power Ranger at first. He became one later. He became like the Black Dino Ranger.
No, they mentioned his past.
Triceratops.
Yeah, they do. No, they have a whole
He
episode
speaks with tears.
where he's like passed out and he has to like fight himself as all the other Rangers he's been. It's crazy.
Oh my god, one
Yeah.
of those like my worst enemy, myself.
It's
Yeah,
exactly
yeah.
what it was.
Now,
That's not a trope that's been rehashed.
so now let's jump over here into the actual canon
That's right. The TV
of
show.
Power Rangers. Has anyone actually seen the original Power Rangers?
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
No.
You're talking about Super Sentai?
Oh
you mean,
yeah,
like,
I'm talking about the original Japanese cut.
Oh yeah, the guy where he turns into that suit and he grows tall. And
What?
The
You're
VR
thinking
What?
of,
Rangers?
you're thinking of
No.
Apache Chief.
Was it the VR
No,
Rangers?
no,
there was a
no,
Japanese-
That's
That's
VR
VR Troopers.
Yeah,
that's
Troopers.
Ultraman as well. That's
Ultraman,
Ultraman.
yeah.
Yeah, no.
I like those. Those are fun.
Ultraman was good.
I have a thing where I don't like to. I know this is like gonna hurt my nerd card. But I don't like to watch Japanese imports. I just don't. I like to be. I want you to just talk English, and so I don't like anime because of that. A lot of times I don't.
English is good enough for me. It's good enough for the rest of you.
Exactly.
Hey, dude.
If you don't speak it, get out. You know? No.
I got the Star Wars witch hunt earlier, so
Yeah.
you know you can talk to all the J fans.
I just don't. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. I just don't prefer it. Like
Attack
Dragon.
on Titan is great. Better believe that. It's, like, it's just as good as Texas.
We need that wall
Y'all
too.
saying Texas? Y'all saying Texas ain't real? Oh, because Texas is real. Best believe that.
Takes real estate out there.
But no, with no, I mean the original Japanese Power Rangers, the Super Sentai. Saban brought over here to
Sentai.
America,
Oh, you said
and we
it was
became
Sentai.
Power Rangers. And I love the
That's
dynamic
something
between the American Power Rangers, where you have the normal talking scenes, and then when you have to go into a fight scene, you just see the coloration difference, the costume difference, and it just goes all sorts of
Yeah,
crazy.
because the first season
There's no tentacles.
was Japanese footage mixed with the footage they have already in costumes.
Yeah, so all America really had to do was just act out, then act in suits. And it's like, all right, we're getting to the big fight scene. All right, cut in the Japanese stuff. Just cut it in.
I always thought that looked kind of choppy, like it didn't really translate.
It was so bad. But
Sorry.
and then even with even with Super Sentai, it's still going as well.
But has anyone seen the Super Sentai porn?
No.
Because that does actually exist.
All right.
Stand by.
You see it?
Well, I guess it's time to end the podcast.
Sure.
So it's great.
You want to take a break so we can deal with our technical difficulties?
No, we just put the logo up.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right. So no visual this week again. It's all good.
Yeah, we got first video. It's good. So with the Super Sentai and with how Power Rangers is going now, it's actually still copying where Japanese has it first. America brings it back, just makes it more American. You know, with the English.
And Ford trucks from Texas.
I really just could never get into it, man.
Oh, it was bad. No, it was. Even with the subtitles, it was so cheesy.
Because
you
it's
want
cheesy.
cheesy, that's where you go.
It's cheesy now. I have a hard time going back and watching the first few seasons of Power Rangers. Like it's just, it's like wow, you guys don't. Is this how I thought people should interact? And then like their clique, like that is not a clique that happens. The preppy girl and the jock maybe, but like the preppy girl and the jock does not hang out with the nerd
And the black guy.
or the hip hop black guy. That is the whole thing was blatantly prejudice because the Asian chick was the Yellow Ranger and
the Black Ranger's the Black
guy,
Ranger.
and he had an extra gun.
Well,
you know.
to be fair,
he had an axe that was also a gun, so he had two pistols.
They all have a gun, and then he has a big gun.
Yes.
well, to be everyone in the original Super Sentai was all Asian. So
It's true. Okay.
So they didn't have to worry about that. It's like, the Black Ranger is just a little bit darker than everybody else, but
Japan is not known for their diversity.
All right. So you want to talk about what our favorite seasons were?
favorite seasons.
Oh god, I don't remember.
You don't know? You got
That's
nothing.
gonna be a hard one.
You got nothing. What do you got? Anything, Beth? What was your favorite season?
I did not realize how much I did not remember the Power Rangers.
Me too.
All right. So I guess it's me and Trex.
This is our show.
Okay, come on. What was your favorite season?
I would probably have to say a tie between Turbo and Zeo.
Go Zeo,
That
powered
only
up
watched
for
one
more.
season. That was the original.
Oh, really?
Season. Yeah, I never watched the other ones. The other ones were dumb.
Whoa, take it easy.
Lost in Space was dumb.
I'm
I'm sorry, dude. I am so sorry. I hated that season.
First off, there's Power Rangers in Space, and then Power Rangers Lost Galaxy.
My apologies. I
Okay.
combined them both into horrible things.
And Power Rangers in Space was the realest Power Rangers when it comes to
100%.
yes, it was emotional. I guess it's because at that age I had just like really got into Star Wars, and I'd been watching. I said this on the blog too. I've been watching reruns of Star Trek: The Next Generation. So like both those things, and it's like it's Power Rangers, but they're a crew on a ship now orbiting the Earth, and they have hoverboards like Back to the Future. This is awesome.
It like hit every bone in your body.
Oh, dude, it was perfect. And then they introduced the Psycho Rangers, and I loved the Psycho Rangers, dude. It's I can't remember her name, the villain of that. And then I was like adolescent, and she was super hot, so I was like, I had just hit puberty, so I was like, Rita Repulsa was like a grotesque woman. Like, this chick is sexy. Like, I don't know what I'm feeling about her, but I know I ain't felt it before. Like,
If I was a Power Ranger, I'd want to fight her all the time.
and she was just like so angry all the time. Like, let me calm me down, girl. You know, like, I bet I can help. Like, why didn't we just talk to her?
Rita was not unattractive though. It's just really hard to look good when you're wearing a giant curtain
That's
or
true.
a 4-post bed and 2 horns of plenty on your head.
And being around a flying monkey.
That's right.
That too. When your friends are freaking a golden man ape.
And and then they introduced the Silver Ranger. The Silver Ranger was weird because
He really was.
the Silver Ranger was.
Was he really Silver or Quantum?
No, he was the Silver
Okay.
Ranger. The Silver Ranger was Andros was the Red Ranger. He was from a different planet, and after the Turbo Rangers ended, like Command Center is destroyed, and he was like, he helped them. He's like, well, I guess I got these other powers you guys can have. Come join me. And then the kid that was in Turbo Rangers was like, okay, bye, have fun in space. I'd have been like, dude, I would have jumped on that right there.
He's like, yeah, my mom won't let me go.
Yeah. Oh, and they also had like a talking AI that replaced.
This chick?
No, she's in Power Rangers in Space, but
Yeah, I can't remember her.
Is it the red
What,
chick?
replaced Alpha?
yeah,
Yeah.
Chick?
No, that's from Power Rangers Turbo. She also helped my adolescence out.
Yes, she did.
That chick?
Yes, her. I don't know what it,
Yeah, Silver's sister, or Andros'
No,
sister.
yes.
Andros' sister.
I
it's
gotta find a full body picture.
dude.
Fact later.
yes. What did you say? Did you say
Yeah,
what her
sure.
name is?
Yeah, it's right there.
What's
That's her?
Would you say what her name
Purple
is?
hair, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember her name. Yeah, she had purple hair, so it's like real punky, and I was like, oh, that's cool.
She looks like she's about to teach me how to jazzercise.
I know. And
Are you sure she's not into some hip hop keto?
yeah, but he had like his buddy that was a Silver
Or is
Ranger.
it into her?
That was like there was something wrong with him, so he kept him in cryo freeze in the back of the ship they all were on, and like one of the other Rangers found him, and they were like, "You've had a dude back here this whole time? There's a dude in cryo freeze back here." And I go, "Did you know that?"
He's my sex slave.
That's right. He said, "Actually, as my friend, there's something wrong with him." I can't remember what it was, but then they worked together and found the solution and released
get
it. Yes, they found the solution.
That's my villain from Turbo, yeah.
Oh no. It's like they went from like, all right, we need to have sexy villainesses now. It's like they swapped it out.
Who is this lady?
Who? Let me see.
Hello.
I have no idea who that is.
That would be from Sentai.
And are you sure that's not from like the Sentai fan porn?
Sure,
Like,
is that from the hentai fan porn?
but
Someone's gonna pull out some freaking tentacles here in a second.
all right. Can we stop looking up ladies now? Are we good?
You say that like it's possible.
Oh my God. So,
There's a very nudie picture.
and then the Psycho Rangers and then her ended up being like Andros' sister, like the Red Ranger's sister, and there was like, wait a minute, now we have to save this villain. now we have to. It just added that dynamic to it where it's like, okay, she's not really bad. And like there were a couple episodes where he's like, I'm your brother. She's like, no, you're not. I'm my brother's dad. It's like, think about it. You know I'm your brother. I found it out. I know it's crazy. We've been doing this whole thing for so long.
Flashback scene.
Yes.
They're playing in the picnic.
Yeah, and
you need to put a kind of Italian accent on that. I'm your brother.
yeah. I watched too much Telling Steve Day. And so at the end of the season, she's got like a boss, and so she like turns, but then it's like, oh, her boss shows up, and then the whole final thing happens. But what I didn't know is I've only watched half of Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. And Lost Galaxy is where I started to lose it, because apparently Lost Galaxy was a colony that Earth built. It was a colony that Earth built, and yes, and it floated in space. And its mission was to like go out in space and look at fine stuff.
Oh, look at that!
And somehow Bulk and Skull got aboard. Like I don't know.
At that point, you're like,
Yeah,
you're
just done. and then somehow the ship from Power Rangers in Space was on board, and so that's there. And Alpha 6 now is on board with like this crazy accent. And I'm just and as a kid, I'm like, I can't. And then the powers were. They got super medieval because they got sucked through a wormhole, of course. They ended up in a weird part of the galaxy, and they ended up on this planet where they pulled swords from a stone and became Power Rangers. And these swords gave them the power. And I was like, all right, I can't get behind this. Elena interrupted to give me a kiss. Come on.
No, we're gonna get candy.
Oh, I thought I was gonna get a kiss. Okay, my bad. One thing about do you remember this? Did you actually watch Power Rangers in Space?
I had no choice. Yes.
Saban bought the rights to the Ninja Turtles and continued the Ninja Turtles out of the girl, right? And they had a crossover episode where the Ninja Turtles and the Power Rangers, like the villain, I can't remember her name at all. The one you was looking up, she like controlled the turtles, mind controlled them, and like they like took over their ship and stuff like that. And then they fought them, and then the mind control got erased, and then they fought with the Power Rangers. And I was like, Ninja Turtles and Power Rangers. Like my brain had such a hard time comprehending what's going on because I watched Ninja Turtles as a kid, like ridiculously, and so
Viciously this time.
yes, I'd say viciously. And what really got me though at that age?
Is it still recording?
No.
Yeah.
No, it might be.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. What really got me though watching this, because I was watching that Turtles show at the same time because there was another show, and when the Turtles showed up in Power Rangers Space, all their voices were different. They were all different voice actors for the Turtles, and I was just like, I hate this because their voices aren't the same. I just couldn't get behind it, but then they got sent back to the sewers, and that was that. So I just want to talk about that. But I stopped watching Lost Galaxy, but then I just recently, it was like the best Power Ranger moments of all time, and part of it was Lost Galaxy. And I wish I kept watching because there's a part in Lost Galaxy where the Pink Ranger like sacrifices herself, like dies to save everybody else. And I was like, that's pretty deep for Power Rangers in general.
Yeah.
But Andross' sister replaces her.
Yeah.
As
Just like Kat replaced Kimberly when Kat was a villain in the original series.
So I thought that was an interesting thing, but like Lost Galaxy is where I lost. They did Time Force and watched Time Force at all. So
I watched Time Force.
did you watch Lost Galaxy too?
Yeah.
Did you?
I've watched them all. That's why I just don't like some of them.
Did you like binge watch them one day or just watch them back in the day?
I watched them back in the day.
Okay.
Oh, I was huge into it because my friend George, who is my Japanese influencer, who showed me. I watched Power Rangers. He's like, no, you haven't really seen Power Rangers. He took me home, saw Super Sentai, and he continued watching Super Sentai instead of the actual American, and it got weird. There was
a Japanese show?
yeah, I mean the Power Rangers at some point, actually it was maybe a few years ago, came out with the animal spirits, and one was a cricket, one was a wolf. Actually, one of
You're
the
going to be
season ones.
really annoying at like 2 o'clock in the morning.
I was about to say, I know which one I want to have on my guard detail.
I actually just read about the most recent season, not the one they're doing now, but the Super Sentai they just did.
Yeah.
Where all the Zords were trains.
Oh my
It
god,
was
you're
all
trained! They're all trained.
Is this a steampunk thing?
I know.
There's actually a train that will actually go through time to fix these points in time that actually the villains are ruining.
Is Link the
You
conductor?
mean they're correcting fixed points in time that may be going awry? Have we heard this before?
Yeah,
Whovians?
right here, buddy. I wasn't Hoovy at the time, but
Oh
it was
my
like
God, dude, this is like
he showed me to. It was so hilarious because it's an AI talking. It's like they're on the trains, like all right, tick, 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 whoosh, into the time vortex. I'm like, oh my god, this is so bad. But yeah, there's a cricket, the wolf. The wolf is actually one of the most recent ones that they did. I don't think they did introduce the cricket, but yeah, it was the wolf, a cricket. There was a turtle. I'm like, oh my god, he's the worst Power Rangers ever. Get him!
Come on, John!
You move.
I'm
I'll be right there.
You're so dead in an hour.
I'm just imagining, like, because in the original series, when they would call the Zords, they would all like come and like run together, and there'd
From
be like,
Africa or like Egypt.
or yeah, and like
Yeah.
they're all in a line and they're all running together. So you've got like this wolf running like an animal does, and then you've got like a cricket. It's like
Just riding on. He should just ride on one of the other ones.
It was weird.
I'm sick of you hopping on my back.
I really think we should probably just find a Japanese episode
Oh,
and dub
just-
it.
just dub it.
Just dub over
That'd be
it.
so bad.
Oh my god, yes, I'm into this.
That'd be so funny.
We have to watch it separately and say stuff. That way we see.
We just
how
have to
they
watch
mix
it with
together.
No.
no audio. Don't know what the hell's going on, and just dub it.
And everybody picks a ranger, and you talk as that ranger.
Yes. Yes.
Let's before we wrap up, I want to talk about I've mentioned a couple of times the movie that came out, like the actual Power Rangers movie.
The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie.
Yeah, that they did that wasn't really canon. They took all the stuff from it and put it in a TV show, like the Ninja Rangers and the Ninja Zords and stuff like that.
Oh my god, how could I forget about fucking Ninja?
There's Ninja, and then
Oh, Ninjak was the best.
it's not Ninja.
Ninjor.
Yes.
Sorry,
I actually,
Valiant.
yeah, Valiant. I had Ninjor as a toy.
Me too.
I love Ninjor. I had Ninjor, and I had. Oh man, have I ever told my Power Rangers?
Like Down syndrome saying ninja.
I'm a ninja.
Have I ever told you my my Megazord story, the toy that I had?
Yeah.
Have I told you that story before, Beth?
Damn it, Beth.
Okay, you know how like I'm kind of a super douche sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm kind of like that.
Douche.
Yeah, it's 8-year-old Stevie B, still the same. And I got the movie package, right? I got for Christmas. I got the movie Ninja Megazord. And I got the Falcon Zord. It was awesome, and I was just like, this is the best Christmas
Falcon
present.
Zord was the best.
This is the best Christmas present I ever got. I had him attached. I was flying around, and my kid across the street also got it. And I go, what box did you have? He goes, the TV show box. I said, I had the movie box. Mine is better. The thing was, it was the exact same toy, different packaging. Like, nothing different. And I was like, this, and kids go, oh, you got, it's like, nah, man, his is whack. He has the TV one. I got the movie one. Look at the movie one.
So basically, Stevie B was an 8-year-old boy.
Exactly. Exactly.
Like an 8-year-old penis battle over which box you have your Zord.
Exactly. I just thought it was cool.
At that age, too, I would have been the same way.
And I had all the Ninja Ranger figures. It was awesome.
I only collected those
I
ones.
love the movies, and I love that movie. Do you remember the movie?
No, I own it.
Do you remember the movie?
I was out before the movie.
I even own Turbo.
What about you?
That's probably why I like Turbo so much. Because
You never saw the movie? Does not hold up. You go back and watch that recently, and like the sword fights at the end, it's like PlayStation 1 games look better than this. Like, what is this? It's so bad.
I think that movie got me into skydiving.
Oh yeah. Action bar now.
Because it was so
Action
bad, you're like, I
girl
want
now.
to jump out of a plane.
No, at the beginning of the movie, it
They're all
opens up and
skydive.
everybody's on a plane. It's like, Tommy's, you ready to do this? Let's do it! And
And
all jumps out, and Tommy's the only one with a freaking snowboard.
Of course, he's got a board. He's like airboarding it. It's like he's got to be great, Tommy. You got to be good than anybody else.
It's like a
Gotta be
board
better.
Zord or
Yeah.
something.
And I like Delcia. I thought Delcia was a unique character in that movie that's not used to Power Rangers. She's the one like that was on the planet and helped them get to their new power. So, I don't know if
Yeah.
you should watch it. You should totally watch it, Beth. It's so
The movie is 90s in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Oh.
it's
Oh man, the opening song with the skydiving.
what was it? Action Boy, right? Action Boy now, Action Girl now.
No.
That's in the movie, though, right?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, that's right. When they're fighting at the construction site. And so is free ride. Come, they're rollerblading down the street. Come on and take a free ride.
That's what it was.
And then they stop and it's like, dude. Oh, Zora, what's up, man?
It was one long music video.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It was so.
And then-
It was so good.
And then the plot revolved around Ivan Ooze making this ooze that controlled Angel Grove's parents via. You remember Hocus Pocus? Remember that song that she's.
The Dance Till You Die song?
Yes, remember that? No, the song that she sung that controlled the kids. This was the same thing except with parents. Like he gave the ooze to all the kids, and the parents touched it and they got mind controlled, and he had him dig out his Zords out of the ground. Like that's what they did. And he was like, "No, go jump off a cliff." And so the end of the movie is like the kids.
And all the kids were trying to hold their parents off. And it's like we're just ran. It was a cliff. It was a cliff overlooking the ravine that they all dug to get the Zords out.
Yeah, so it was
Is that a Holocaust reference?
Oh man.
and,
They made them dig their own graves.
and so I just remember like it focused on one kid, and like the kid's dad got the ooze, and and so he's walking down the street.
Oh yeah.
He's walking down the street, and the ooze is just like dripping off his hand because he's mind controlled. It's just like gooey everywhere. I'm like, ugh. And you look, and you see all the parents walking down the street too with like the weird ooze
And
spots that they touched.
I have to say, one of my questions during that movie was, where are the Rangers' parents? Who's protecting them?
Yeah, because they're
Like, are they all
portrayed
orphans?
they're portrayed as teenagers in the show, but the movie more portrayed them like adults.
More or less like maybe graduated right out of high school.
Yeah. So, but it was good for the time. It's
Oh,
not
but
good
then
bad.
came Turbo. Turbo was so awesome.
Turbo. See, they switched it in Turbo, and I got super pissed.
Didn't the movie
I
introduce the series?
was a kid, right? So I got so angry because no one would take me to see Turbo. And Turbo was the gap between the Zeo and Turbo seasons. Like, if you hadn't seen the Turbo movie, you had no idea how they got these powers, what's happened.
Pretty much.
And just like before, 8-year-old Stevie B is the same way with continuity as he is now. And I was just furious. There was also one time my parents had a kitchen TV, but it was only black and white. Imagine trying to watch Power Rangers on a black and white TV. I was like, who is fighting? Who is this? Who just kicked? Who just kicked? I don't know who that was. This is terrible.
I can tell you now, you can probably tell the difference between the White Ranger and the Black Ranger. I'll tell you that.
It's like, Mom, you cheaped out on the TV. Now I can't watch Power Rangers in the kitchen eating my sandwich for lunch.
Oh my god, yes.
Okay, on that note, we have any final thoughts?
In the power divided
Oh,
by
cool.
Rangers, is that the timeline with the Machine Empire? Did Rita and Zed
They were
were they
there.
complicit with the Machine Empire?
No, the Machine Empire banished them to the moon, and they lived in an RV camper on the moon.
Okay, so why wasn't Tommy banding up with Rita? That would
Because
have been awesome.
They made Tommy broke free of Rita's spell.
Yeah.
And
Right.
became a good guy.
Right? Yeah. No, I know that part. That's how the.
Oh,
Green
like
Ranger
why
got-
didn't they roll with Rita? Because
Right, like in the fan film, a thing where Rita and Zed and the Power Rangers have to make the Faustian deal
Oh,
to
that
get
would-
with them.
see, that would have been better than what we
Yeah.
saw.
That would have been a lot better than having to see the odd couple on the moon in an RV with their pet gorilla man.
Oh, it's
my
they
God.
live.
I would
There's
watch
literally an RV on the moon. Like that's how that went down.
I now want to take that entire season and just cut all of them and just make it into one long movie. One long thing.
One long life.
Rita, you are always busting my chops.
That's a line. That was a legit
One of
line.
these days, Zeno. Straight to the earth.
All right. On that note,
All right. Before we go, favorite Ranger. You can't say Tommy. Tommy's off the limits for everybody.
Oh my god. Is that impossible?
favorite Ranger of all time. Andros.
I will probably have to go with Billy.
I knew it.
You got a problem with Billy?
Pink Ranger, sure, why not? She's hot.
Kimberly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Kimberly or Cat?
Kimberly. Billy.
Oh,
Everyone knows Billy. he punched like this in the game.
I do remember that.
Punch like that in the show.
That was his stance.
Yeah.
The Pink Ranger.
Yeah. Kimberly or
Holy-
Kat?
That's a legit question.
You're a
Wholly
legit
different
question.
reason from yours, I think.
I was more of a cat fan.
I want a boner.
Yeah. Subtext was not enough.
You're welcome.
He just lays it out on the table.
You know what? I'd actually have to say it's between Billy and Trina. Because Trina always had
You
a
talking about
heart and
Trini?
spirit.
Trini.
Trini, right?
Trini, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, that's okay.
Trini,
No worries.
Yeah. Sorry,
Talking
it's only been 17
Yeah,
years.
exactly.
But no, yeah, the Yellow Ranger. She always had like the spirit, and there was a whole episode where she introduced the term gung ho to our freaking culture.
That's true.
She brought it over from China herself in a small box that the authorities didn't find.
There's also an episode where she tried to make the whole high school recycle. Her and Kimberly were like, "You recycle?"
That was the whole thing.
And Boca School were like, "We're not recycling," and then they beat him up, and it was the whole thing. All right, anyway, nothing beats that straight to the earth. Comment, that was good.
Nailed it. That was
All right,
the one.
so we're done here. Yeah, we're an hour and 15 minutes in, so we're gonna call it here. Oh, so go NotA Rangers. That's right. All right, I'm Stevie B.
I'm Trex.
Showtime.
Beth.
This guy Matt.
I'm glad you're happy. And we're Nerds of the Apocalypse, and we're out.